Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another commitment announcement on this here platform, our final piece of content, if you will, in this old studio that we produced. Before we transition into our next one, we felt it necessary to take you out with a bang. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brooks Austin, the lead recruiting analyst for SI's Fan Nation, commonly known as the film guy around here. If you're into smart football talk, if you like film breakdown, X's and O's, a little bit of chatter, a little bit of chat, some good all-around football knowledge and talk, stick around the channel. You might like what you see. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff today. But enough of the business. I want to bring you in with the man of the hour, the nation's number 10 inside linebacker, Kristopher Jones. Chris is 6'3", 230 pounds. He boasts a 3.58 GPA, one of the more impressive little factoids about him. He also has a 40-inch vertical and runs a verified 4.58 40-yard dash. Guys, this dude has done nothing but make tackles and play high-quality football through 3 years of high school football. He's been a 3-year starter, and he's racked up over 250 tackles in the last 2 years alone in high school football. He's here today to make his commitment announcement between Michigan State, Florida, and Georgia. Let's bring him in right now. Kristopher, how are we doing today, my man?
I'm doing good. Just excited.
You're excited. You're a little bit nervous. I saw you in the pre-show live. You back there cooking the hands up, clapping it up, ready to go, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I love to hear it, man. Chris, I was setting you up for this one before the show because I wanted you to kind of get prepared for it. A lot of people have these dreams, but if you could go back and talk to whenever you started playing football, when did you start playing football, Chris?
I was 5 years old.
All right, if you could go back and talk to 5-year-old Kristopher, with a K, by the way, Kristopher Jones, and say, hey, my man, one day you're going to choose between 3 of the nation's premier Power 5 football programs, what would 5-year-old Kristopher say?
He'd just be excited and, just be like, we really did it. I feel like this has been a dream of mine, ever since I started playing football. Always had a dream to play D1 college football and go into the league. I feel like he's excited. We did it, and just one step closer to our goal.
It's a lofty goal. It's a very, very lofty goal to one day reach this. So be proud that you did it. Let's get right into it, man. We got a lot of people waiting around for this decision today. But before we talk about these 3 schools, I got another question that I tried to prepare you for. What were you looking for in a school when you set out and you realized, like, oh wow, like I might be a Power 5 football player, and you start taking these visits? What did you start to form in your mind for, like, what your ideal school looks like?
Of course, my major has to have my major. I want to go into kinesiology, help with, athletics after football. But and also, a system that matches my skill set and, just a place that just feels like home.
It's interesting you say that a system that matches your skill sets. When I studied these 3 programs, they run 3 fairly similar systems. They all have their different spin on it, but they all use a big Willie, a big will linebacker really, really well and really, really uniquely. So interesting to hear you say that. That's obviously a well thought out decision, not one predicated on locker rooms or schedule or, proximity to even home or NIL or anything like that. None of those things were mentioned. It was immediately scheme fit and major. Great to hear that. Obviously, the 2 more important things, but not necessarily the ones that lead the way nowadays in college football. Hey, let's talk about Florida, okay? A football program that you spent a lot of time with, okay, and a lot of time at. Took several visits down there to Gainesville and even saw a couple of football games. For someone who's never been to the Swamp, there's hundreds of people watching this today. If they've never been to Gainesville, what is the Swamp like? What's that game day environment like down there?
High energy. Those fans love football. They love the Gators. I just say high energy. For the away team, it's going to be hard for them to play there, but high energy. The fans are amazing, and it's just always great in Gainesville.
It's a unique from a Georgia perspective, as someone who covers Georgia, never been there. We're going to get a chance to do that as a media perspective here in a couple of years with Jacksonville being renewed and all that good stuff. But a specific football coach that I'm uniquely interested in is their defensive coordinator down there, Austin Armstrong. Now, I know he got hired this February and it's kind of a new addition to your recruitment process, but an extremely bright young football mind. When you listen to that young man talk football, you're like, all right, this guy's going places already as a young football coach, a defensive coordinator down there at Florida. As he entered your recruitment process, what did you get to know about Austin Armstrong? And if there are Florida fans listening today, you know, what kind of defensive coordinator do they have?
They have an amazing defensive coordinator. He knows the game really well. Just talking football with him, just sitting down, just going over the X and O's. He really wanted to use me as that guy on the defense. So yes, sir.
It's interesting to like just listening to him talk. He, like a lot of great football coaches, give you a ton of information in like a really, really small amount of time. They just can say a bunch of stuff in a little amount of words. I think that's the key to coaching football in general. I think he's got a really, really bright future. In terms of Michigan State, okay, head football coach up there, Mel Tucker, you got to spend a lot of time with him. And this is kind of a goofy question, but I'm intrigued because I've been in one. You got to ride in Coach Tucker's slingshot. Does he whip that thing or does he like cruise that thing through campus?
Nah,
there's two ways to drive that.
He out there whipping that thing, Coach.
He is?
Yes, sir.
All right. Real serious question. Like I said, you got to spend some time with him. What kind of a man is Mel Tucker? Because when I listen to him talk and when I listen to him, you know, stand in front of microphones, when I watch him stand in front of rooms, I'm like, hey, man, I could play for that dude.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know, he's a great guy. Me and my dad and my brother, my trainer, just sat down with him for a couple of hours, just talk about just life and just stuff outside of football, man. So it was just great having that conversation with him, you know, because just great to see that other side other than football.
Absolutely. Their defensive coordinator up there, Coach Hazelton, he's seen a lot of football. Also, their inside linebackers coach, man. That's a guy that's got almost 3 decades of like high-level college football coaching and even some ranks into the NFL. Did you have a chance to pick his brain? And if you did, man, what kind of nuggets did you bring back from such, like I said, a veteran in this sport?
I brought back a lot, you know, just sitting down, just talking X's and O's with him, you know, just breaking down my film and just him helping me, you know, to be a better player, you know, even in the high school stage. So, yes, sir.
I'm glad to see. This is something we've come across. This is our second time interviewing you, Chris. And the first thing I noticed when we talked the first time was that it wasn't always about like, you know, I want to hear that I fit in the scheme, but show me, man. Put the film on and let's actually watch it. We are the Film Guy Network. That's what we do here. We're going to watch a little film later, but I admired listening to a 17, 18-year-old kid be like, hey, a young man, I should say, hey, don't just tell me, show me what I'm about to do, and let's see where it goes from there. Let's talk a little bit about Georgia, man. They've had a litany of great inside linebackers, and you're a student of the game. That's obvious by talking to you. I'm curious if you've noticed anything that all of those linebackers, you know, from Roquan up to the last, different in terms of what they bring to the game of football, but is there anything they share in common, Kristopher?
Their work ethic. I feel like going down there and just seeing everybody, they got one goal in mind, national champion, to be national champions, and their work ethic is different. They work hard every single day in the weight room, on the field, even just breaking down film. So this is the work ethic.
You know, a lot of people, when thrown that question out of nowhere, they're like, oh, they're all freaks. They're all gifted. But no, they all are unique workers. They all have unique, work ethics, if you will. I'm curious about this one too, because as a man on the outside, I've had a chance to get to, talk with Glenn Schumann and see him in passing and things like that. But I don't know him to a man. He's never, to me, he seems like a very introverted, closed off human being. But you've been recruited by him. You've seen him coach. What's he like to be coached by and to be recruited by? Because I'm sure it's probably something different than what we get, in the public face.
Coach Schumann knows his stuff. Just sitting in the meeting rooms with the linebackers, man, it's just like it's one big family. He treats them like they're one of his. So I say one big family, and it's just also great being recruited by him. He's one of the greatest college football minds out there. So yes, sir.
and wicked smart and wicked young. The dude's still in his late 30s. Hey, you want to watch some football, dude?
Oh, yes, sir.
Hey, last time we watched football, we like meshed up the highlight tape and we put it all together. I think we need to evaluate. I was thinking about this today. We need to evaluate you as two different players. We need to evaluate you as the Mike, the true inside backer that's on the tape, and then the Big Willie stuff that I think you're going to do a lot in college, where it's like, hey, he's a box player, but he's kind of an edge player. He's also a space player because, hey, he's 6'3", 230 pounds and runs a 4.5. So let's just let him do all of it. So that's what I did today. I sat down, I split the tape. We're going to watch the Mike tape, and then we're going to watch the Willie tape. And I kind of want you to talk me through the differences in the two. And for those watching today, understand that Kristopher wasn't always a linebacker. Kristopher started his high school career as a running back. He duels as a running back still in high school today. So at 6'3", 230 pounds, going to be toting the rock this year. But this is a relatively new position to him, something that he started playing his freshman year of high school, and you're going to see he's uniquely gifted at it. So extremely excited to do this with you, Chris, for the second time. Like I said, I learned a lot about young football players when we talk to them about their actual game of football. The last time we did this, I learned that you love to learn and grow with your football game, particularly as a pass rusher. What have we been doing since we were on the phone last to continue to make sure we're getting elite on that edge, Kristopher?
Just working my hands, just trying to get better using my hands, and not just, trying to run by guys.
Not just trying to run by guys, but hey, you can still run by guys because you look God gifted. But here's what I'm talking about. We split it, right? You're going to see some tape where he's playing off ball, right? He's in the box. He's standing up, hands on the thigh board, right, Chris? So we're going to watch this tape, and then we're going to watch him get after the cue, which is something I think he's going to do on the next level as well. Chris, talk to me about the transition, running back to stand up inside linebacker. And it was kind of something you did from defensive end then to inside linebacker. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
What was the transition like? Hey, we're going to flip you over to the other side of the football.
It wasn't too bad because, in high school, I got better feet than most linemen. And, coming from running back, moving your feet in tight spaces comes natural. So it just came easy.
This is exactly what Chris is talking about. Moving his feet in tight spaces. That's exactly what he's got right here. He's going to make the first defender or first blocker miss. He's going to maintain square shoulders and then explode on the running back right there. Being comfortable in that tight quarters is important, and not only being comfortable, but being able to explode, right, Kristopher? We're about to have a big hit right here. Talk to me about where we want to be in our strike position when we meet the ball carrier like this right here.
Man, just try right there. I knew he was a hard runner the whole game. We had trouble trying to take him down. So just get low, use that same leg strike, and I just drove through him.
Just drilled through him. This is one of my favorite clips. This is the start and stop, man. Like, it's great that you can run 4.58. Like, we're gonna need that on Saturdays, no matter where we play. But the real key to this position is to be able to start and stop, right? Be able to be at this position. We finally cleared the trash, and now we got to beat this running back to a point. Is this something we train, Chris, this ability to re-accelerate our speed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, all the time.
How do we do this in our workouts, my man?
We go to the sand a lot, and we just love.
I like that.
Yeah, we just love, sprints and stopping, so accelerating and decelerating and stuff like that. So, yes, sir.
I know he's in the room, so, man, the trainer got you in the sand pit too, dog? Woo! Yeah. Ain't much missed in the preparation of you, Kristopher, as a physical, football player. This is a little bit of that back into the edge stuff. Let's get into the edge stuff, man, because I think it's got some real high-level, ceiling to it, like this right here. Okay, we're just working straight speed rush right there, aren't we, Chris?
Yes, sir.
I got one or two clips that I want to make sure we hit, like this right here. This is the speed to bull right here that you threw on this right tackle. He's got no shot. How do we set this up, Chris? Are we making sure we get even feet? Are we trying to slow him down? How do we make sure when we put our hands in that chest that this bull absolutely hits?
Yes, sir. So just try to stay low. And I saw that, his hands were down, so his chest was exposed. So that speed rush easily turned into a power move.
I like to hear this. This is why I like talking to you guys. So your initial pass rush plan was to speed rush him, huh?
Yes, sir.
And then once we see an opening for, hey, chest is open, now we convert to bull. Bro, that's like That's like down the road type of football knowledge. All right, enough of that. Hey, first of all, let's give a shout out to the producer who produced this video we're about to play.
My boy Adam, 5K TV. He's also a local videographer in the area. So
hey, Adam, I seen some commitment videos in my day. This joint right here, clean. Kristopher, thank you for doing this with us. Hey, audience, stick around. We're gonna have some special surprises at the end here. Kristopher Jones, commitment video here by his boy Adam and 5K Media.
I'm Lou Sorrentino. I'm the head football coach at Mountain View High School.
My name is Brian Eanes. I'm the linebackers coach here at Mountain View High School.
Hey, I'm Coach Kevin Johnson. I go by Coach KJ. I'm the owner and founder of Team Ascension, sports-specific training, and I'm Chris Jones' trainer, man.
I'm Jason Johnson, known also as Coach J. I've known Kristopher since at least 2 years old.
Coach Darrell Overton, head coach Freedom High School, founder, PME, Playmakers Elite Athletics.
Chris, I think he's been under a lot of attention. Sometimes it's tough to be in that fishbowl, and I think he's stayed true to himself, who he is. And again, I attribute that a lot to the family. But the situation has never been too big, or I should say too little for him.
He is a guy who you are lucky to have on your team. You're lucky to have on the field, and you know that anytime, especially in a tough situation in a game, that you can look at him and say, hey, we need a big play here, and you know he's going to come through for you. So he plays it better than anybody I've seen in my time coaching.
Chris is different, man. He told me he wanted to be a Hall of Fame football player. That's the first time I ever heard that. I've never heard anyone, out of all the guys I trained, no one ever told me that was their goals. I've had many people say they want to play in the NFL. That's the, pretty much par for the course. But for someone to state that they want to be a Hall of Famer, that's a little bit different for me. So it kind of resonates with me. He's a different kid, definitely committed. Work ethic is not the problem at all.
I think the thing that separates Chris is, like I said, the rare size and athleticism. A lot of guys his size aren't as athletic, and then, like you said, you combine the size, the athleticism with his work ethic, and like you said, you got a special player, but also he's very humble, and that allows him to be coachable and continue to get better.
Tenacity. I mean, Chris is going to get after it. I mean, that is real. He's going to get after it. I remember his dad coming back telling me that he had talked to a coach at a college, and the coach was like, "You don't seem like the kind of player I see out on the field. When you get on the field, you seem like you're somebody else. But I'm looking at you now, and you don't seem like you have an ego or anything like that. And it's not him."
So a lot of the coaches, they had a pleasure of coaching Chris. I also had a displeasure of coaching against him in the championship game. And during that time, Chris was that running back, and I knew my team, one person just can't take Chris down. That's without a doubt. But I know my team probably need about 5. So, but every time Chris was at running back, it was all out blitz. And in that game, I knew if Chris would get started, it's gonna be a long game.
Kristopher, it's time to get up. Your daddy's cooking and breakfast's almost ready. Early in the morning. Your children on their time.
Somebody tell me, like, Tiny, what's happening?
Did he make it? Oh. Hey, how you sleep? You all right? You all right? Mwah! Daddy about to fix some baby.
You got to?
Yeah.
Haywood / Jones.
Chris, you about to make that commitment, man. You draw down to the line. So, what's going into your decision?
School that's gonna feature me well in the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, life out, you know, on campus, and if they have my major and stuff. So,
You think you've narrowed down your decision to one or two? I mean, at this point, it's got to be one. Because the commitment is
right?
the
Commitment is soon.
But just know, we're going to support you wherever you decide to go. And wherever you decide to go is getting a fantastic young man. Somebody who's focused, somebody who's not only gifted, but is going to add to the character of the room. And for that, I'm proud.
And it's a tough decision. Son, I don't want to be in your shoes right now. Oh, goodness. But like your daddy said, we are 100% supportive of whatever decision you make.
Absolutely.
What you think, KK?
No words.
You ain't a word. You believe him, right?
Yep, exactly.
He's gonna make the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go. Drop. Damn good. Shoot. Go. Take away the shoulder. Good. Come on, dip. Take away. Good. Attack. Attack. Making you dig deep in your soul, right, huh? Go. Tennis ball. Red. Go get it. Better get it.
the last 2.5 years have been crazy. I've been blessed with the privilege of building relationships with some of the greatest men in college football. I've taken many visits to great campuses across the country, spent many nights in conversation, watched some incredible football games along the way. To every coach that has taken time, challenged and encouraged me, share your lives with me, I'm forever grateful, and I will always cherish the opportunities you offer me. To choose one school from among the schools that have offered me is nearly impossible. I want to thank God, who has blessed me with the gifts and talents that has given me these awesome opportunities. To my family, thank you for your incredible love and sacrifice. To every coach I have had the privilege to play for, thank you for making me a better player. To my trainer, KJ, thanks for being a part of the family. Full speed. This is not an easy decision, but it is what I feel is the best decision. I know God's plan for my life takes me.
Let's go! Go!
Be lying like they wrong.
There you have it, Kristopher Jones, committed to the University of Georgia. Congratulations, Kristopher. How do you feel about that? That's right. Bring the family in, Chris. Let's get them in the picture, man. Y'all, come on.
Let's go!
Oh, man, I love it. I love it, man. Hey, congratulations. Let's talk just a brief moment, guys. Kristopher, what went into the decision to pick the University of Georgia, man?
I felt like it was the best spot for me, being coached by the best linebacker coach in the nation, man. You can't get nothing better than that.
Absolutely. I know we talked about it in our first interview, man, but that depth chart in that position room, in that inside linebacker room, it would scare a lot of young men off. A lot of people that are interested more in playing time necessarily than anything else. What was it about, the comfort in your skill set, if you will, that you knew, like, hey, I don't care. I don't care who's in the room. I'm going.
I feel like just working hard, that's just been instilled in me since I was young. And I'm not scared of putting in work, and it's going to challenge me. It's going to get me better. So, yes, sir.
All right, my man, I got a special guest for you. He texted me in the middle of this, and he was like, hey, I'm trying to come on. I'm trying to surprise him. Here he is, Dylan Raiola, #1 quarterback in the nation.
Hey, baby,
Dylan.
congratulations, bro. That's big time. Welcome to the fam.
Welcome to the family. Are you at the golf course again, Dylan?
Yeah, I just finished.
All right, man. We're going to let Chris have his moment. Congratulations, Chris. We're going to let you go hang out with your family, man. Appreciate you for doing this, dude. Go have a great day, and congratulations. I think we had some technical difficulties with Chris there again. But, hey, man, shouts out to Kristopher Jones, Kristopher with a K, by the way, and his family. What a beautiful family, man, and what a tremendous young man, a tremendous young football player that the University of Georgia just received via a commitment. Hit that thumbs up button. I want to give you a little nugget right here before we leave. I was talking to some people inside the building, and I was like, hey, man, Chris Jones, y'all got a lot of linebackers. Why Chris Jones? And the first thing they said was, we don't have one of these. We got a lot of things in our room, but we don't have one of these. We don't have a 6'3", 230-pound high school senior that projects to 245 that can run like a deer. Like, we got Jalen Walker, who's 6'2 1/4", 240. We got Smile Mondon, who will be leaving relatively soon. We got CJ Allen. We got Raylan Wilson. We don't have another quote-unquote Quay Walker currently on the roster, and this football player certainly projects as one. So congratulations to the University of Georgia. Congratulations to Kristopher Jones. I got to get out of here. We'll see y'all later.